All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This week's episode is yet another disappointment, let's say, a bad movie. This is the month of bad movies. And we'll see how this one goes. So today, this week's episode, that almost said the name. Jake and I watched the okay. Was Jack and Jill, starring Adam Sandler, in a dual role, playing twin siblings. And this movie came out in 2011.
Hold on, you're telling me he doesn't have a sister that looks exactly like him and sounds like his voice?
That'd be kind of crazy. Well, that'd be crazy, though, if he did. But yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know the movie itself is already kind of a disappointment, but now you're even more morally struck there, I believe. Yeah. Do you want to take a guess at the Rotten Tomatoes?
My last guess was 60 or below.
60 or below.
And I think 60 or below is, again, what I'm going to go with. I feel like it's going to be way lower than that, but
is that your final answer?
I'm going Price is Right rules that I'm not going.
How low do you think you're?
I think it's in the 30s. I'll say 30s or below.
Okay, great. Audience score is 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that was right. Critic score is a big whopping 1, 2, 3. Critics did not like this movie.
It's 3?
Yeah, it's 3% by critics right now on Rotten Tomatoes. That's 116 reviews. Their consensus says, although it features an inexplicably committed performance from Al Pacino,
it does.
Jack and Jill is impossible to recommend on any level whatsoever. Boom, bam, burn. Critics hate this movie, according to Rotten Tomatoes, and that's a trusted source for movies. I think, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, let's get into what we liked.
Oh well, the freeze frame here on Rotten Tomatoes is when Adam Sandler, or I should say, but Jill, his sister, they're on like the boat in the gym. She's doing the weight stuff. That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Her doing the weight stuff. That was actually kind of funny.
There are some funny parts in it.
There are.
When I first saw this movie, and it wasn't like a new release or anything. I was like 2 years ago, maybe even last year. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's fun. The beginning kind of is a little all over the place. Like, it feels like they cut some stuff and just kind of really get into it really fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. And like, I'm a 90s kid. I have a soft spot for Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler movies.
There's so many movies that are kind of disappointing, though, from him. But then there's some that are, like, cool.
The guy can act.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he can.
Rain Over Me
Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love.
Like, dude, yeah, he could. He's good. That's the thing is, I'm not faulting him at all.
But he likes to just make movies that either his family will enjoy or his friends, or he wants to hang out with people that he likes.
Yeah,
and
I actually enjoy the grown-up movies.
Yeah,
those are, but they're kind of like an ensemble cast too.
Yeah,
so
I get that not all the critics are going to like him, and not all the audience members are going to like him. But in terms of being an Adam Sandler movie, like, it's not terrible.
Yeah,
they put an effort in story. One of Al Pacino's best performances.
Hands down.
As a crazed lover for some reason.
Yeah, I forgot how good his performance technically was, even though it felt really out of place for me to have him in the movie. I don't know. So when this movie came out, this was by far I think I'd seen Punch Drunk Love. I can't remember when it came out, but I'm pretty sure it was before this. And all the other Adam Sandler movies. And it was also, I think, that year I was talking to you offline about, where I'd seen I was broadening my horizons and just seeing how other movies can be done.
Right.
And so I think it was around that same time. It felt like a big letdown. I did not like it, like, at all. And there was, a couple of laughs, and that's how it still was today. There was one redeeming thing about it, I felt like, it was one of my likes I put down was towards the end, for Jack's character, him like playing then you have Jack playing his twin sister, which seems like an easy thing to just do, but then he's just doing the thing that he's already doing as the actor, but as another character, and whatever. But the thing that he has when he's talking to Al Pacino and having the like Al Pacino actually does see how like crappy a person Jack is, even though he doesn't really know him. And the whole, he just called him popcorn, so surface level, it just seemed like he doesn't know. But then the things he was saying totally sounded like the character, and so it let him have that moment of introspective, like
where he's been kind of bashing on his sister. He finally has a reason to defend her, even
if I feel like to an extent he's kind of justified because she seems annoying. That character, but then he has that moment, so it's kind of nice. But then every other thing to go along with it just kind of ruins it. So I'm just saying that moment's kind of nice. Some jokes. So under good and bad, I have jokes. Just that's written under there.
I can agree with that.
The messaging on family kind of being important. Also, like I'm trying to be charitable here, right? And then I put Shaq's cameo specifically because he does commercials still. And this is like a guy who produces commercials. And so they're watching his commercial. He's like licking a ham, a baked ham. And then he has a wig on and they're all like, whose idea was the wig? And like, it was his. He just came with it. It's just like, I don't know. Kudos to Shaq for that, and the fact that he still does commercials here and there. You know, I think I just saw him in something. So
I mean, whether the movie's good or not, it seems like everybody that works on it has a good time.
Yeah. So you know? I can see why the audience scores higher than the critics, because I would kind of say the same thing. But it's just like it's definitely I think it's my least favorite Adam
Jill
Sandler
has
movie.
a very annoying voice.
I
think he does really good at playing both characters. Like there's definitely a differentiation. And then when he has to play Jill, like
it doesn't seem like the same character. Even though that helps because they are the same exact person and look so similar. You know, and that's part of the problem. So when you think about Eddie Murphy, when he's in Nutty Professor, he's got all these prosthetics and the characters look different. Right? It just looks like Adam Sandler with a wig. So it's so obvious. It just seems like they didn't even try. And so it feels disingenuous what they're trying to pitch to us.
They weren't even putting any effort to make him seem like another.
Which maybe that is part of the point, and maybe it's just a throwaway movie. I don't know. If I could ever like talk to Adam Sandler, that would be the thing I'd like to know. What were you thinking? Like, I just want to know. No one told you like this is going to be bad, or did they say that and you knew it and you just that was the point? If that was it, or is there an interview somewhere? I gotta know now. All right, I'll start.
I don't think he does too many interviews. Let me think.
I will say in 6th grade we had to do like mock interviews, and so we had to pair up, and one person was the interviewer. So I was interviewing someone, and my classmate played Adam Sandler, and so we read a biography or some information on him, and I had to like pretend like I was interviewing him in front of the class. So that's what I mean. Like I like. So Adam
you've
Sandler
interviewed
Adam
Sandler.
I have interviewed him, but not really, and it was all pre-scripted, right? Like,
So I mean, there's a little bit of setup and payoff. With the landscaper. And I kind of like how that relationship evolves, but it also kind of felt like they needed a little bit more build up to it. Because he's just randomly at the end, and it was kind of a nice like, oh yeah, I forgot that guy was there, that they were kind of having a little thing.
The Al Pacino thing just
really
took it too much.
It really takes away from what that relationship could have been. But I like the Al Pacino stuff. They do go a little over the top with it, though. They could have held back a little bit. But, I mean, I liked his performance in it, and, you know, he goes meta or whatever, and he's speaking Italian.
The gibberish, though? Yeah, that's kind of funny, Guys, like, what language are you speaking? That's pretty good.
I mean, it's an Adam Sandler movie.
I think at the end, when Al Pacino says like to burn the footage of the Dunkaccino commercial, I feel like that was almost like maybe that was written in there. And that was like Adam Sandler's little thing of this is how this movie is gonna be too. You know what I mean? Like that kind of meta on that. Maybe not, but and then the freak out with him on stage, with Al Pacino on stage.
Right.
I don't know if this came out. I remember
people talking in the theater on the phone.
Yeah,
and he freaks out on him.
The thing you talked about in the last episode.
It's my justification.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but so the thing with that is, this may have been before or after, like, thinking about internet, iPhone stuff like blowing up a little bit. Knowing that Christian Bale like freaked out a little bit on the set of Batman, because Batman was before the movie. I don't remember if that came out.
I think it was Terminator.
Was it two? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was the Terminator. Never mind. It wasn't Batman. So that might have been after this. Then I can't remember. I'm getting old when I can't remember these things. I feel like.
I think it was after that.
So, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you kind of knew that probably happens, but I don't think it was as known, or you had like a bunch of footage of that, unless there was like a behind the scenes or documentary thing. Maybe I could see. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I wrote that it was just Adam Sandler dressed in drag, so it just didn't sell as much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I almost wanted it to be he was actually had a twin brother, and he was trying to fool for whatever reason, or I don't know, there could have been something more. Missed opportunity. There we go again. I don't know, something like that. But
yeah.
I know the movie wasn't about that, but I feel like something else could have been done there. Yeah, he's already technically dressed up, and then I already said that.
Maybe just not doing Jill as such a over-the-top kind of character, and just kind of doing something a little more subtler and a little bit more reserved.
I think making her a little more likable, because there were parts of it that you go, I kind of like it. I like her, because she really just wants to be close to her brother. Yeah. But because it's so over the top, it's like, if I was the brother, I would
coming from.
Exactly, and I'm too sympathetic with Jack.
Yeah,
that it's
and I'm
hard
not
to
sympathetic
like
enough with Jill.
Yeah, just a little bit more, put the dial a little bit more the other way, and could have been better. So and that would have made it better. So now we're critiquing the little things here, right? Because
we don't really feel for Jill until Jack is dressed as Jill.
Yeah, or when he yells at her a couple times about they have the moment with the jump roping. It was actually kind of cool, not because they're doing visual stuff, I know, but like that they bond for that moment, and then he's in complete denial. Then that's when that's when I knew. And then he does a twin talk later. The jump rope is when I knew. Oh, he actually does like her. He just doesn't like being around her, and so has this front on. Like she said, how once he went to California, he acts like he didn't have a life before. That really says exactly what that character is. That's exactly probably who he is. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. I got the words out, man.
Yeah.
Last thing on the bad stuff, mostly because I don't know if I want to say it didn't age well, but they had so many cameos. I mean, had the ShamWow guy was in there.
ShamWow guy is in there. And
then Jared
Bruce
from
Jenner
Subway
is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot Jared was in there.
Yeah, Jared and that
ShamWow guy. A lot of problematic cameos there.
That's what, problematic would be. I was gonna say, I don't know if not aged well cameos make sense. Problematic seems like it, but that stuff didn't, like the Jared stuff didn't come out till later, so it's hard. I'm not faulting the movie. Plus, he films commercials, so that's why it would be there.
The cameos make sense. It's just
Norm Macdonald, R.I.P. Right?
Yeah.
Fun Bucket.
Yeah.
That was fun. And Nick Swartzen, I was gonna say, because I liked him in some of the movies that he's in, and for this character, the whole atheist thing, and then he just is like, oh yeah, tells his sister, Todd's an atheist, and then it's like, what?
Yeah, I like
God told me that your feet are on my desk. Like that. There's some good lines in there.
I like the way that Jack screws with Todd. Is his name?
Todd. Yeah.
I like the way that he screws with him, and just kind of, I can say that. She's my sister. You can't say that. Exactly. And it's totally Todd just trying to get in good with the boss. Yeah. But he's just constantly denying him.
Just falling flat.
And they have a good. I really like that. The way they play off each other with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. Katie Holmes is in it, I guess. didn't really have any depth or character or
Oh yeah, that was
anything
his,
going
his
on there.
wife, right?
Yeah.
Nothing going on there.
She really doesn't play a role. Same with his kids.
Yeah, the kids a little bit.
Like, she's in it for... Like, there's a couple little things, but for the most part, she's not really in it.
Yeah.
So...
I have a couple more things that, just based off the wiki, that I was reading.
Lay it on me.
That was interesting. Regis Philbin's cameo. That was his final film performance.
Aw.
The film he appeared in. Something I was only because he was in Mr. Deeds also, but John McEnroe.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
He's
yeah.
a tennis guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jack and Jill was panned by critics and audiences and is widely considered to be one of the worst films ever made, as we've already been kind of discussing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the 32nd Golden Raspberry Awards, the film was nominated for a record 12 Razzies in all 10 categories. It became the first film to sweep the Razzies, winning in each category, including Worst Picture, Worst Actor, and Worst Actress. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess that matches up with critics on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's funny that Batman and Robin was higher on the critics and lower on the audience than this movie. And I went into this thinking, like, yeah, Jack and Jill was one that I didn't like as much, and maybe Batman and Robin more. But now that we've talked about both episodes and I watched them, I feel like Batman and Robin for me was worse than this movie. I would rather watch this movie.
Yeah.
But now
yeah. I mean, I feel like it didn't hurt Adam Sandler's career.
No.
He's still making his Netflix movies. Uncut Gems, I still haven't seen.
I know,
I'm sorry,
me neither.
everybody. I want to see it.
Me neither. We should do that movie so we have to watch it.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe people can let us know, right?
Yeah,
if that's
let
something
us know
we should cover
in the comments. I mean, Ridiculous 6 is ridiculous, but I liked it. Halloween Hubie or whatever it is. His Netflix stuff's pretty good, and he's got like a murder mystery one.
I think Ridiculous 6 came up on one of the lists I looked at as like one of the top whatever worst movies.
And I mean, it's really just it's ridiculous. It's if you're 12 or 13 and a young prepubescent boy, you're gonna love that movie. It's funny. It's got fart jokes. It's
I mean, I still make fart jokes to this day.
Like that.
All right, so yeah, Al Pacino's best rap song I've ever heard.
Yep.
Dunkachino. If only that was a real thing.
I know.
It still kind of lives out there because it's in the movie, but
you know, here's what I'll say about that. I like that Al Pacino played an entire role in an Adam Sandler movie, just making fun of himself. As him being such a serious actor, I really like when they can branch out and just kind of make fun of themselves.
Yeah, it's good.
And, like,
if you can't
it's
laugh
ridiculous,
at yourself.
I can't imagine he got paid poorly on it, but he probably didn't make his, Academy Awards money off of it, but he did it because it was fun and, maybe his kids like Adam Sandler movies or I don't know. But
that would be one reason to do it.
I just like that he tried something different and was just kind of a goofy parody of himself. Or maybe not. Maybe that's how he really is.
Yeah. There's a lesson there in the if you can't laugh at yourself, then kind of what's the point? What are you doing in life?
Exactly.
Taking yourself too seriously, right?
Yeah.
You gotta see the funny.
Yeah. Hey.
Even if it's staring at you in the mirror.
Hey, stop taking things so serious. Sit down on the couch. Sit by the fire. Actually, the episode's over, so get the hell out.
Jeez.
But calmly and nicely.
Yeah, let's have
ease
a good
out of the story.
Let's move on to the next worst movie.
What are we going to do? Which one are we doing?
Oh man,
what's going to be out of the two? What's going to be the next one?
I was thinking Geely.
Okay, I'm down for
Which
Geely.
has Ben Affleck and J-Lo in it.
Jennifer Lopez.
And I think Casey Affleck is.
I think Al Pacino also.
If I remember. Are you being serious? Or
I'll look it up right now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it does say Al Pacino. Oh my god.
All right, so we're doing Geely next then.
Oh my god, Al Pacino. Yeah, we definitely need to.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see you all next week for apparently what's turning into Al Pacino month.